Blog Talk Radio.
Edition of the Pajama Party. I'm one of your hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Bonsoir, darling. Happy Friday. Está viernes. Ay, 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 ay. All right, now. Watch out. How's everybody doing?
Doing well. A little tired, but, you know.
Está bien. ¿Y tú?
Yeah,
I guess. Oh, boy. All righty. All right. What's our top of the hour topic for tonight, Poppa DD?
My question is, with all the things that business is getting you to, trying to get you to give into, what is the one thing that you just wouldn't give up? What I mean by that?
Yeah, you're going to have to give me an example.
In fact, I'll answer the question first. The one thing I wouldn't give up, or not on all of them, but on the majority of things, is to go paperless. You know, I don't think I would ever go paperless across the board with things like with bank statements and, you know, electric bill, gas bill. For some reason, I like to open up my electric bill and gas bill and read it, you know. Even just bills, period, I like to kind of like see what's up and keep track of them and things like that. I mean, because sometimes when you, just as an example, when a company tells you to go paperless, man, they're going to take you out of the paper system completely. And you're not going to see a damn thing from them. Okay?
Right.
So that's just one thing. I mean, and okay. I'm saying that as an example of, you know, whatever, because business is trying to say a lot of stuff when it comes to your cell phone, this and that, you know, whatever they want to recommend to you, you know all the stuff out there that they're trying to lure you into.
Right.
What's one thing, no matter what businesses offer you, that you say no every time?
I would say I have two. One is certain types of subscriptions. Like when they try to get you to subscribe to something and they say, well, it's free. I don't care if it's free for 30 days, 90 days, a year, whatever. I'm like, you know what? If it's not something that I wanted in the first place, don't give me the free offer, and then if I slip up on canceling in time, now I get hit with a bill.
Yeah, because you got to drop that card in there.
Exactly. So that's one. And my second one, speaking of dropping that card, is automatic withdrawals for bills. I don't like those. I just rather, I forgot direct payment, whatever that's called.
Retro, that it comes out every month.
Yeah, that
thing. Payment.
Yeah, reoccurring. Yeah.
I hate those. I'd rather pay my bill when I'm ready to pay it. Don't just reach in my account and take my money because you say it's time. I will give you my money when I'm ready. So that's my two.
You guys hit on some interesting things. It's a good segue to what I was going to say about a particular company, phone company, which we'll talk about later. But the reoccurring charges, you know, they claim you can save, but then, you know, you got more of a headache because some other things are going on. Your information might be breached, or they're trying to sell you something additional, some cyber protection. I don't like that. So, you know, I just don't like that. And the reoccurring charges, too. So, and also when you have your card attached to certain bills, like you said, like that are reoccurring. I think sometimes they take advantage of that. You know, they say that you're saving, but a lot of times it's more headache than saving. So I don't
agree.
like that. So I just, you know, start going through my bills and start redoing some things, and I'm like Poppa DD. I like paper too. I'm a paper gal. So.
Yeah, I hear you. I tell you, the other thing that irks me is when you have your information already recorded with them, and then if something is wrong, and they've already, you know, even if you paid it correctly, but they didn't bill it right. Bottom line, what I'm trying to say is if the mistake is on their end, they're quick to get their money on time, but when it's their mistake, why does it always take so long to get the money back? You know, they can snatch your money in the blink of an eye, but then when they say, oh, well, we'll give you a refund, and it may take up to 2 to 3 weeks, I'm like, how? It took you 3 seconds to get that money out of my account. Why do I have to wait for 3 weeks to get my money back? That's some bull crap. I think they just hold your money so they can get more interest on and use it, whatever it is that they do with it, and they give it back when they're good and daggone ready because they know they got you over a barrel.
Right. You know, they do that. Yeah, they do that also with hotels. If you go into a hotel and you need to hold, they might hold $100, $200 for incidentals. Oh, it may take up to 2 weeks to get your money back. I don't understand that. Why is that? You know, to
that
get
doesn't even make sense.
Your credit back on your account. I'm like, I think we need to start calling the BBB on them and to see how fast we're going to get our money back. So, you know.
I agree. All right. Well, that's just something to think about.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So what you got on the rundown for tonight, Kel?
All right. We got quite a bit. Sizzling hot off the press for sure. Some things I haven't even heard about this week. Our hot topic tonight, Education Department will erase $5.8 billion, I said billion, in loans for borrowers with disabilities. Also, bizarre Capitol Hill bomb threat, and the latest on Afghanistan. Also, our hit and quit it headlines. Hypersonic jet can fly from New York City to London in under an hour. Wow. Also, here we go. T-Mobile probe into breach finds more customers hit. Also, R. Kelly trial, latest news. Also, former Florida sheriff spent thousands in taxpayers' money on life-size bronze statue of himself. Also, Southwest pilots, flight attendants say they're exhausted. Pilots ready to picket. And Russia claims U.S. rigged the Olympics. Also, our cocktail of the week, I got a surprise for you. What's poppin' with Poppa DD? Our weird news. Rope bridge over busy English road keeps squirrels out of danger. Also, baby shark born in aquarium tank where only females are kept. Theme parks robot plans have people freaked. I'm just saying with Redwine, here we go again. Living for the City with Poppa DD. My Hollywood wrap-up and the kisser list. Sit back, relax. I'm sorry, and also the last word. So sit back, relax, get your favorite cocktail, and we'll be back with the hot topic.
You're in the right place at the right time. It's the Pajama Party. www.apajamaparty.com. Produced by DC Homegrown Entertainment. Don't just sit there yelling at the air. You've got an opinion? We want to hear it too. Dial 914-803-4306. That's 914-803-4306. Don't let us have all the fun by ourselves. We've got room for you at the Pajama Party. And remember, it's PJs only, no clothes allowed. Operators are standing by. Well, they're lounging on pillows, but they're waiting for your calls. So call us now, 914-803-4306. Now back to the crew and more of the Pajama Party. Oh, you want to throw pillows?
All right, welcome back to Pajama Party. My name is Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Bonsoir, darling. All right, let's crank it up. It's time for the hot topics. And Ketel, you're up first.
All right now. $5.8 billion. I don't even know how many zeros that is. But the U.S. Education Department announced on yesterday that is discharging the outstanding student loans of more than 323,000 borrowers who have significant permanent disabilities and will remove barriers for borrowers who qualify for this relief in the future. The announcement will erase some $5.8 billion in debt and marks a significant step towards fixing a troubled debt relief program meant to help borrowers with disabilities. Interesting. Also, the program is meant to wipe out the student loan debt of Americans who can no longer work due to a significant disability. But until now, borrowers who qualify for the program had to apply for the relief. So it goes on to say now relief will become automatic for those who are identified through a data match with the Social Security Administration. The next match is in September, and based on those who were identified in June, the department expects more than that amount of people, 323,000, with the $5.8 billion. Wow, that's a lot of money. Whew.
That's a lot of debt.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of debt. So if you're disabled, then you might be able to get all your student loan wiped out.
Might be.
Sure. Yeah.
So they said, they got to do this whole match thing.
Well,
right.
I mean, if you get, it sounds almost like not like a lottery, but if you get in that list or whatever and they pick your name in, put your name in, then you may be on the list. But, well, congrats to anybody who gets in the list.
Well, I agree. Yeah. They did say that this, I have heard of the Permanent Disability Discharge Program, which dates back to 1965. Yes, and in fact, many borrowers didn't know that they were eligible at all. So, a lot of people don't know about these different programs, Sometimes you got to go seek and find.
Well, that happens all the time.
Yeah, because they're not going to tell you about the program. I'm just glad that it's being widely known and, people are talking about it. So, hey, if you're disabled and you have some student loans out there, I say go for it. So.
Yeah, definitely. It's so many different government-backed programs that are available for people under so many, oddball qualifications. Yeah, characteristics and qualifications that people have no idea.
Yeah, I agree. It is. So it's like you got to ask somebody. You don't know.
You
ask
really
somebody,
do.
Right, Papa?
That's right.
You got to go find out, But I guess the question is, how? Where do you look? It's tricky finding all that stuff, but all right. We'll keep it moving. All right. Thank you, Ketel. That's good information.
You're welcome. All right.
All right. What you got, Poppa DD?
This story here was that knucklehead up at the Capitol Hill bombing threat. When I listened to some of the stuff he was saying and how aggressive he was speaking, it was just atrocious. I mean, I don't know how people just and half the stuff he says wasn't even true, that what he had and stuff like that. But he's making a statement so openly and freely. I mean, any other time, SWAT will put a bullet in your head, like it's nothing, just like put you to sleep in a minute. But it seemed like ever since the whole Trump administration, people have this unforeseen power, and they just one day come out with their mind lost and just start speaking in their complete white privilege, with no holds barred, living on the premise of Donald Trump's as angry as he used to get, and they got the same MO, and it's uncontrollable. So anyway, the man who claimed to have a bomb and drove his pickup truck onto the sidewalk in front of the Library of Congress, sparking a hours-long standoff, okay, and facing a federal weapons and mass destruction charge, and will undergo a psychiatric evaluation.
Oh, of course.
My ass. Throw his ass in jail. What the hell we need to know what's on his mind? He's crazy. He proved that with the statements. Words are vicious, and then making threats is vicious. And saying you got this stuff by yourself in a pickup truck, talking out loud, live streaming. What else does a person need to do to convict themselves of a crime? But now you're going to do a mental evaluation. Hell, we know he's crazy. What the hell are you trying to prove? What level of crazy he is?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, his name is Floyd Ray Roseberry. He's from Grover, North Carolina. He appeared via telephone during a virtual appearance before the U.S. District Court Magistrate Judge Zella Fuji Friday afternoon, to face charges on a bizarre incident that drew a massive police presence to Capitol Hill. And this is all kind of money wasted on the standoff of stuff. And if the clock goes over the time frame, now it becomes overtime for everybody, especially people that came to work at 7 o'clock that morning, supposed to get off at 3, and they're there until 6, so 3 hours overtime for 45 people, But anyway. So anyway, he surrendered to authorities Thursday afternoon after a 5-hour standoff during which he live streamed himself on Facebook, holding a large rusty can that he claimed would detonate if police fired on him. So he knew that getting shot was part of the plan. I mean, anytime, if you decide to rob a bank, expect bullets to come at your ass when you walk out the bank with a bag of money. It's just irrelevant. Anyway.
So by claiming he had explosives.
Yeah, and he talked in a way where people would be precautious. He's got a detonator on this stuff. But then when the deal was done, they found some type of agency said that could start a bomb, but nothing was constructed together as that. He probably was too ignorant to do that. But you can't, you can't say you got a birthday cake just because you got flour and sugar and butter in a bag. That doesn't make a damn birthday cake, right? So you got to mix it and bake it and shit. I got all the components in my car for a bomb. But it's not a bomb.
He claimed he had a weapon of mass destruction.
Okay, he got a doorbell in one bag. He got gunpowder in another bag. He's got nails in another bag. You got to put this shit together. Anyway.
Crazy.
So the judge also read the charges against Roseberry that included threats to attempt to use a weapon of mass destruction, which is punishable by life in prison, the attempted use of explosive devices, which is punishable by up to 10 years. Roseberry has not entered a plea. The judge appointed David Boss, who's from the Federal Office of Public Defender. So now the federal government's going to pay for his defense, because I guess he claimed he's broke and he needs a public defender. They talked to his wife, and she said, They talked to his wife, and she said,
ex-wife.
Ex-wife, right, ex-wife. She kicked his ass to the curb, She said, I could not believe I'd never expected he would have. Well, why'd y'all divorce? what was the logistics of your divorce? Let's talk about that. Why'd you kick his ass to the curb? He was a crazy mofo, it. She's trying to speak on his behalf so he don't put a bullet in her head. Shit, she know how crazy his ass is, but she say
I heard that he said that he had not had his what he called his mind medicine for 2 days.
Oh Lord!
Like
so now it's like, so you off your mind medicine?
I mean,
for 2 days.
you bring your pickup truck. I mean, this guy was a classic white boy. A classic white boy. He had the pickup, the attitude, the Trump disposition. It was classic.
They said he was throwing money, like dollar bills, out the window, telling people to call the police, tell them clear the area, and Biden needs to put the flags at half staff level, all of this stuff, because he didn't want to hurt anybody.
Yeah, okay.
I'm like, dude.
And he didn't even have a device. He said all the right stuff to not get his ass shot. So you ain't that crazy.
Exactly.
Okay? So anyway, I don't.
All I'm gonna say is if it was one of us, we'd be shot up dead. We'd be gone.
Oh, we would have been the equivalent of Swiss cheese.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
As soon as they determined it was no bomb, they would unload on his ass.
Yeah, they out there writing messages on a whiteboard, trying to communicate with him.
Yeah, he didn't want to use a phone. They offered him a phone. They got a robot to take a phone down to him.
Oh, my
And he turned that down, and, he was just arrogant, which is, classic Trump, arrogancy.
So now he wants to act like he's not competent.
Yeah, of course, because reality set in.
Mm-hmm.
All the guns and whistles is over. Everything is done. They confiscated your vehicle. Now you ain't got jack but the crap you had in your pocket, which is probably nothing.
Okay.
But see, my thing is, how can a nut, control the police department? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, because he said all the right things.
Yeah, I'm like, come on.
He said all the right things to not get shot. I got a bomb. I'm going to detonate. When you say that, now you're stopping the threat because SWAT is going to. If you're down there just talking stuff in an empty pickup truck, SWAT's going to be talking to you, and, they could pick you off, push come to shove. But he said all the things saying the bomb's going to blow up two city blocks, and, he got into it hard. He had to protect his ass first and foremost. So
yeah, like you said, he doesn't sound that crazy.
No, he ain't crazy at all.
All right, well.
Yeah.
Speaking of what's crazy, the latest stuff on Afghanistan. This, to me, is so difficult to even comprehend because it has layers like an onion. I've been trying to keep up with this story all week, and it's so confusing because you try to understand what's going on and why, and depending on what you read and where you get your information and who you hear it from, there's so many different angles to this. So the latest information that I got, which was fresh info, like maybe within the last 2 to 3 hours, they were saying that the Taliban has now moved swiftly to crush early opposition to hold across Afghanistan, undermining their repeated attempts to convince the world that their rule will be more inclusive than it was 2 decades ago. Desperate Afghans are trying to get out of there in that area surrounding Kabul's international airport, but the Taliban fighters are stationed right outside the area, and there's been a lot of shots fired trying to control the crowd. I did see that newborn baby that somebody had handed up to the U.S. military, so they did manage, I don't know whose baby it was, but they said the baby was reunited with their family. So I guess somehow the family had gotten over to where the U.S. was getting people out, but the baby didn't, so somebody handed the baby over there. President Biden, of course, is still defending the U.S.'s position. Everything is just chaotic. The president is saying that he's going to make sure that any U.S. citizens or people who helped, like the interpreters and things that are from Afghanistan, that if they want to get out, he's going to make sure they get out. I don't know how that's going to get accomplished with all of the madness going on, but they got helicopters now evacuating people, those big military planes. Some countries are saying that they'll take some people and get some people out. So it's so much going on, and that stuff is like the updates are happening like every few minutes. It's something different going on. I feel so bad for the people there that are just caught in the middle of it. And I heard this one lady on the news who said that she's trying to get out, but eventually she wants to go back. And not to be disrespectful to somebody's country, but I found myself thinking, go back to what, for what? If the Taliban ends up taking over, what are you trying to go back for? If the reports are true about the harsh treatment toward women, why would this woman want to go back? I mean, I understand that's the country of your birth, but if it's jacked up, you need to make another plan. So that's all I got on Afghanistan. It's just so much.
Was she by herself, or was it a family, or what?
in the report that I saw, she was speaking by herself. I don't know where her family is or if she has other family members there that she's trying to get back to. But she was just, basically, she was just speaking as though, this is my country and, it's some, I would like to come back. And I just was astonished. Like, come back? Really?
Mm-hmm.
You just waiting for, some of these soldiers to come and harm you in some way?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. Yeah, so.
To me, this whole thing is just a hot mess. And I don't understand why they're bringing them here in city. We have all this land in these different states, like North Carolina, South Carolina, Texas. Send them folks out there in a rural area. Why bring them in the city where there's more chaos here? Because from what I've heard, they cleared out a shelter for them here in D.C. So, like,
really?
Okay.
Yeah, Maryland.
Yeah.
Maryland's making provisions as well. Governor, he's making provisions.
Hogan, yeah, he is. So I haven't heard nothing from the Virginia governor. So it should be interesting to see. I guess they said we don't want them here.
I think the Virginia governor did speak up on it as well.
Okay.
There's something to that effect.
I mean, like I said, there's other countries that are making provisions to send a plane and, or planes to get people out. But what I didn't understand is when you get them out, are you taking them back to your country or are you dropping them off? I mean, what are you doing? So
I'm guessing it's going to be a process problem. Well, go ahead, Bob. I'm sorry.
This is the only war that America has finally got the inside track on. And this is why everybody's talking about it, because usually stuff goes unspoken on, like Vietnam and what's the reason for the Korean War and what was World War II all about. It was always rah, rah, rah. What do? We went there, what have you. But this Afghanistan thing, we've been hearing Afghanistan for the last 25 years inadvertently, but nobody ever knew what it was all about. But now that it's been explained and it's been
exposed.
Well, I wouldn't say so much exposed, but it's been simplified about it. But one thing people have to understand, that it's just one country, and it's one group of people. These are Afghanistan people. The people, the ISIS people are just radical Afghanistan people. They're the same people. They could be the cousins of people. They could be the brothers, the uncles, the aunts, the nieces, the nephews. They could be anything. They're the same people. They just have a radical side that has dominated the situation. And the people that are there that weren't radicalized know how crazy they are. Like one of your crazy family members. You know how crazy they are. You don't invite them to the house because you know just how crazy they are. And they know what, and they're into, and everything they do is what they know. When they behead people, that's just part of their whole killing process, to behead people. Maybe they get off on what your neck bone looks like when it starts to wiggle when they cut it off. And if they were raised on doing that since 9, 10 years old, then that's their way of life when it comes to killing people. And these people know that they're capable of beheading people, and that's why they're running for their life. Cause it says,
but my thing is, what are they trying to control? What do they want?
The
They're
land,
trying to control the
land, which they got. The land, of course, which they got. And one thing too, the one thing that we can never do in America, we can never go and try to conquer somebody in their own backyard. That's almost impossible. We were dropped over there, as a lot of people were dropped over here 18, 19 years old, coming from rural Minnesota or lived in Phoenix, Arizona or Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And now they're in a place where they're fighting against people that know the terrain. They know the weather. They know the sandstorms. They know everything about that country. That's why most people get killed by IUD bombs and snipers and all that. They can hide behind stuff. And then America has dropped so much armament there, and everything is based on territories. When they take over areas, they were taking over territories. America has left everything over there, from Humvees to F-150 trucks to everything. I mean, you name it. We've left helicopters over there. Because when you take stuff over to war, you don't bring it back, And we just left the keys and everything. It's a whole production of vehicles over there. You look on the news, you'll see the Taliban driving in the F-150. You know, that's no later than
driving in U.S. military vehicles.
Military vehicles, and we brought all this stuff, and then we just left all. I think we should have kind of snuck out But then the flip side of this, and I'm not going to run on with it. Sometimes Americans don't want to leave when they say leave. You know, they done got their little families over there. They like the luxury. They like the freedom. They may like little recreational drugs, the hashish and the black opium, and they just kind of living a life, you know, footloose and fancy free. And they say, look, y'all got to get out. We got to get out. Then all of a sudden, when the S hit the fan, now America's saying, well, we can't get from the embassy to the airport. Well, we told your ass to leave 2 months ago, and you've been pussyfooting around. You know, so you know it's deep. It's deep. Anyway, I'll leave that alone.
Yeah, you're right. It's a deep mess.
Yeah, it's a mess.
Yeah, hot mess.
Yeah, well,
right about that.
God bless them.
Yeah, I was going to say pray for them, because that's a mess.
Mm-hmm.
Those people that were clinging onto that airplane and the body they found in the wheel well that was all messed up, mangled, decomposed, people were that desperate that they were hanging on to the outside of the wing of the plane. And as that plane started going up in the air, and I guess the wind velocity eventually, I mean, you can't hang on to the outside of a plane. And eventually people started falling off. People fell to their death. I guess they figured, I'll take my chance on the outside of a plane rather than stay here.
And all they need when they travel is their laptop. Everybody they talk to says, I only had time to grab a bag and my laptop. Everybody lives off their laptop. Their laptop is connected internationally to everything. Their money, their situation, their communication, everything. And one lady said, all I do is could grab my laptop. Everybody talks about grabbing their laptop, and that's all they need. And because, you know, they may bank over here. They may be with Wells Fargo or Bank of America. You never know. You know, just like we got Swiss bank accounts, they got American bank accounts. Anyway.
That's something to think about.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you want to join the conversation, hit us up. Wait a minute. What's the number? 914-803. Thank you. 4306. I got that part. And press 1.
And press 1.
Yes, press 1. We're going to take a quick break, and we're coming back because we've got more for you on the Hit It and Quit It headlines on the other side of the break on the Pajama Party Show.
It's another Friday night at the Pajama Party Show, and we're here with our PJs on because you know we don't allow clothes in here. If you enjoyed the Pajama Party Show, why not invite a friend or tell a neighbor to tune in right now? Go ahead and text them. I'll wait. Tell them to call us right now at 914-803-4306. And if they want to join in on the conversation, tell them to press 1 so that we'll know they have something to say. We'd love to meet your neighbors, friends, and relatives, so send them a text, email them, or call them up and tell them to join us for the Pajama Party live on Blog Talk Radio. The more the merrier. Or is it Misery Loves Company? Or whichever. Tell them to call us up on 914-803-4306 if they just want to listen, or press 1 if you want to join the conversation. Now let's get back to the crew and more of the Pajama Party Show while I try to find out who hid the belt from my robe. I tell you the truth. Y'all know you're so wrong for that.
All right, welcome back to the Pajama Party. One of your hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Swat, darling. All right, it's that time. We're going to hit them and quit them. All right, Ketel, you're up first. Hit them.
I'm sorry, sweetie. All right. Hello. I guess one too many cocktails, I guess. Cocktail of the week. This article says, forget the supersonic. This hypersonic jet can fly from New York City to London in under an hour. Wow. That thing is going some kind of fast. Supersonic flight is arriving in a hurry. And in the last 18 months, Boom has successfully tested its XB-1 demonstrator aircraft in pre-solid 15 of its still in development 30-seat Overture models to United Airlines. Wow. Virgin Galactica and Rolls-Royce rolled out a partnership to develop a 19-seater. Even the Russian Federation revealed plans to build a supersonic jet for commercial use as well. But last week, the Atlanta-based company announced a $60 million award from the U.S. Air Force to finance testing of the aircraft. Like the Greek god, was it Hermes? This Hermes is designed to travel seamlessly between worlds with a projected top speed of 5.5 or 4,219 miles an hour. Oh, my God. That makes it the fastest reused aircraft on the planet. The speed will come from a unique engine setup, a turbine-based combined cycle. Wow. Such system uses a standard jet engine for launch and landing and to build enough speed to flight to feed air into a second tube known as a ramjet or a scramjet. Wow. So right now the plan is to test a small-scale version in 2023 and a mid-size cargo carrying version in 2025 and a larger one, passenger version, in 2029. So they're rocking and rolling.
This sounds like some Star Trek stuff.
It does. I guess Star Trek is Jetsons are coming to fruition, I guess.
I'm just wondering, when a plane is traveling at, you said it was 4,000 and something miles per hour?
219 miles, yes, almost 4,200 miles an hour. That's a lot.
4,200 miles per hour. What does that do to a person? If you're in that plane, I would think your face would be pulled almost off of your skeleton. I mean, there must be something in the cabin to protect the person, I guess.
I'm quite sure. Yeah. So,
okay.
Okay.
So they say about 2025?
Yep. Okay. 2029, they got some bigger versions coming. So it's interesting to see who's involved. You know, different people are involved in these different projects. So.
Yeah, I heard you say Rolls Royce.
Mhm. I ain't mad at him.
Okay.
Go for it. Mhm.
Sounds expensive. All
yeah,
right.
It does.
Hit him. All right, Papa. Hit him.
That sounds a little more suitable than going to up in the orbit like Bezos and the other guy did. You know.
Oh,
going up there
Virgin guy.
Yeah, just to float in the air for a few minutes and come back down. That seemed pretty worthless. Anyway.
All right, moving on.
T-Mobile. Okay, they're into a breach. Finds more customers that it would hit with the breach.
Oh boy!
But the sad part about it, I don't think they're really taking it that serious because they really don't care. Because I think T-Mobile looks at their product as a fun unit and not really a serious unit. So I guess they expect you to take care of the problem. Anyway, they said on Friday an ongoing investigation into a data breach reveals that hackers accused has accessed personal information from more than 3.5 million customers, okay? Jeez. Bringing the total number of people affected to more than 53 million people, all right? Now, if that was the case of any major situation, it would have made like national news, or not, it wasn't sure it made national news, but it would have been an investigation that's wide open. But when I look at TV, I see T-Mobile still advertising. You know, for people 55 and older, we give you 2 phones for blah, 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 blah. Or you have to do T-Mobile, blah, 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 or T-Mobile Tuesday, blah, 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 blah. The commercials are just, nothing's changed. You know what I mean? It's always advertisement the way it's supposed to be to compete with where we're competing with, whether it be Verizon, Xfinity, whatever other cell phone businesses out there. We have to dominate and compete. But the problem is that they're spending too much money on advertisement and not enough on securities. Okay? Now, they said that you can get, when people ask, what do you do to remedy the problem, what do they offer them? A 2-year McAfee plan.
Mhm.
They say, we'll give you a 2-year McAfee plan for free.
Yeah.
And after that, it's going to cost you $30 a month, something like that. Now, what kind of suggestion is that to give somebody that done already, when you got hacked, it means that your pants got pulled down. Okay, so you're butt-ass naked. So instead of you recommending or doing something about the problem, you're telling the customer that we're going to give you 2 years free McAfee. Why don't you just improve your own securities of your own network from the beginning? But you're spending millions to be the main advertiser on a Super Bowl with The Weeknd. Okay? The Weeknd.
Well.
Starring, brought to you by T-Mobile. Okay? And how much did that cost? To sponsor that whole...
Millions.
To sponsor that whole Super Bowl situation. But you didn't pay a drop for securities to help secure your product. And your product was hacked because it was left with its pants down and somebody just took advantage of it. And now the only remedy you can give America is we'll give you 2 years of McAfee. Now, McAfee, mind you, is one of the worst security companies. They were under investigation themselves a few weeks ago with their crooked asses. McAfee, you put McAfee on your computer, they're going to go through your computer like a worm, okay? They touch almost everything on your computer. You ever try to put another type of system on it like Viper or AVG or something like that? Do you know that McAfee is the hardest thing to clear off your computer? They go in there like marijuana stays in your hair and in your bloodstream. They say you smoke a joint and it's in your system for 30 days or so? That's the same with McAfee. They have the ability to just infiltrate. When you download their product, they infiltrate the hell out of your computer.
And it's a memory hog.
It's
they
crazy.
hog up so much of your memory and your hard drive.
So when you put Viper in to try to have a new situation, they say we still find McAfee still hanging around. Get rid of this McAfee. McAfee's hiding behind a steel door somewhere. It's crazy. So it's so shame. We're going to put them on the kisser list. Shame on T-Mobile for not protecting your own systems. And then you're going to tell the customer that we're going to sell you 2 years of McAfee. We're going to give you 2 years free so you can keep your own stuff clean. Well, damn, then what the hell we got you for when you allowing yourself to get raped, but you want us to protect you or yourself from your police? Anyway, T-Mobile's on the kissing list tonight.
I got him. T-Mobile.
Crap.
Okay.
That's a hot mess. And speaking of hot messes, we got the R. Kelly trial going on. That is a steaming pile of hot mess. So this week, I think it started on Wednesday, if I got that correctly. So starting with Thursday, you had his personal physician, who's been his doctor for 25 years, took the stand and testified about all this stuff about him treating R. Kelly for genital herpes since at least 2007, after prosecutors were alleging that R. Kelly knowingly infected multiple people with an incurable sexually transmitted disease. Okay, so R. Kelly has pleaded not guilty to charges of racketeering and violating the Mann Act, which I had never even heard of before. The Mann Act is an anti-sex trafficking law. So separately from this case, Kelly is also facing child pornography and obstruction charges in the Northern District of Illinois. And he's facing state charges there for multiple counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse, which, of course, he strongly denies all of the accusations. So one of the underlying acts that's alleged against him is that he knowingly infected women with herpes, which is a violation of public health laws, because if you know you have that, a transmittable disease like that, you are supposed to notify your sexual partners prior to engaging in sex that you have, whatever the situation. So the women who testified eventually said they were never told. So let's see. You had Chris McGrath, who is a Chicago-based physician specializing in internal medicine, is the person who testified, saying that he had been treating R. Kelly since 1994, and he gave all this testimony about the drug. I think it's called something, Valtrex, something like that. And he said that eventually people from the house were calling on a more frequent basis to get more and more Valtrex. So, and he had also treated some of the women that were there at the house. It's just, this thing is like, it must be like watching a crazy movie. So you also had Geronda Pace, who's now 28. She testified that R. Kelly had sexually abused her in 2009 when she was just 16, and that after a few months of unprotected sex, she developed genital herpes. She said he never told her that he had it, et cetera, and the doctor ended up giving her the same Valtrex medicine. But what was crazy to me is that now she testified that she first met him when she went to his trial for the previous charges in 2008, which he was acquitted from, and then he eventually invited her to come to his house by 2009. She went out to the house, and then that's where all this other stuff started happening. So I won't even go into all the details, but you can read about it if you want to know. But all of the stuff she claims that he did, stuff had to do with oral sex, him doing various things, forcing her to do various things. She ended up wiping off semen with a shirt that she kept, that she eventually gave to her attorney when she decided, after she got away from him, that she decided she wanted to file charges. Eventually, she took a settlement, which she was supposed to keep quiet, for $1.5 million. She told a friend who recorded the conversation. It got back to R. Kelly that that Geronda had not kept quiet. So the attorney, I guess for R. Kelly, said, you breached the agreement. She started trying to give some of the money back. I mean, it was just very, very messy. Just a lot of back and forth. She ended up telling the police or the attorneys that she wanted her evidence back. So she has the T-shirt, the stained T-shirt in her possession. It just goes on and on. He told, she said she told him that she was only 16. She showed him some state identification, and he said to her, well, what's that supposed to mean? And she claims he told her, well, just tell people that you're 19, but act like you're 21. So, again, a lot of he said this, she claims he said this and that. His attorney is saying R. Kelly never sought out any of these women, that they were basically fans/groupies, and they came to him. So I don't know how this is all going to end up, but I have a feeling Brother Man's going to stay in jail because it's just too much stuff.
Sounds like a lot.
It's a lot. It's going to wear you out.
Oh, gosh. It's crazy. So, anyway, we'll see how his trial goes along, but he keeps claiming he's innocent. And they said, no, you guilty.
Wow.
So,
okay.
Never know.
Yeah, we have to see all the evidence, wait and see. A lot of times you can make assumptions, but once you see all the evidence, you'd be surprised. So,
yeah.
We shall see.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Quit it. It says former Florida sheriff spent thousands in taxpayers' money on his life-size bronze statue of himself. Pensacola, Florida, former County Sheriff David Morgan put him on the kisser list. Spent thousands of public tax dollars to order a life-size bronze statue of himself last year before the end of his final term in office. It's a 6-foot-inch statue which arrived last week at the sheriff's office. A brash, narcissist waste. You don't make a statue of yourself, Simmons said on Wednesday, and you don't use tax dollars to do it. He defended the decision, saying it was not that big of a deal. He goes on to say, I was a sheriff at the time. I think people may be wanting to make more of this than it really is. It's just a statue of me saluting the men and women of the Escabina County Sheriff's Office and the first responders that died on active duty. Okay, the statue of Morgan was one of two statues that the former sheriff paid for out of sheriff's office general fund, and a cost of $75,000 on both. He intended them to stand directly in front of the main entrance of the agency headquarters as part of its monument to fallen officers. The other statue is a former ESCO, Lieutenant Jason Potts, must be his ace boom coon, and a K9, Potts at the sheriff's office, K9's unit division, as sheriff, and has since retired. So ordering documents obtained by the News Journal show that both Morgan and Potts posed to have their likeness photographed from a 360-degree angle. The photos were mailed to the design company so that its workers would have images off which to model the life-size bronze replicas. They said, okay, we gone, we out, but we want y'all to know who the hell we are. Shit, so, interesting.
That is crazy. How you going to just take money that's not yours to spend to create a statue of yourself?
That is some, that's some self-serve BS. That's what the hell it is.
Yeah, but you said it right. That's some narcissistic bull crap.
Yeah.
But I got him on the kiss it list, David Morgan.
For both of them. Mm-hmm.
Who's the other guy?
Potts, Morgan and Potts. That's what both names are.
Okay, Mr. Potts.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Hit him and quit him. That was crazy. All right, what you got, Poppa DD?
Well, I tell you, this is not a case of, and I just can't blame this on the life of white folks. I'll be honest with you, but they're out of their mind.
Get him, Poppa DD.
And I'm not saying that to be racist or nothing, but I'm just saying their ass is crazy. I mean, this concerns Southwest Airlines. Their pilots and flight attendants say they're exhausted. And they're ready to go on the picket line and strike.
Oh no!
They're saying that the Southwest Airline pilots are preparing to picket, and the frontline employees at the airline's complaint of mismanagement, low staffing, scheduling chaos, and a lack of food and hotels for pilots and flight attendants.
Oh no!
So everything's all muffed up. The sad part about it too is the fact that they're not saving on this money. The executives live a life of luxury on different monies that they make on fees and things like that. I mean, the bags are free on Southwest Airlines, but you still get that 9/11 charge and all the other charges that come out, fuel charge and all that stuff. But now, the abundance of employees is not like it used to be anymore, and a lot of places half open, half closed, and all this. So it's a lot of changes. But then you got people getting on the plane fighting over masks, and they're pulling the flight attendants in on it, and they expect the flight attendants, as some females are saying, as small as I am, and I come to work just to make a living, and I'm breaking up a fight. Why am I in a position to break up two grown-ass men fighting over something, and I'm supposed to get in the middle of it, and they ended up with busted eyes and busted lips and all kinds of situations by trying to be a humble servant of Southwest Airlines, breaking up two adults that are fighting. And this is in mid-air. So I tell you, boy, the world is going to hell in a handbasket. It really is, because we are tripping every day all over, places like Texas and Florida and all these different places where people are just like rude and crude. They're just, like I said, they have that Trumpism in them, where Trump was always so arrogant and belligerent that white folks are just a small replica of him now, thinking that he's going to come to their rescue, push come to shove, but Trump is not relevant. Trump right now is about as relevant as Barack Obama or George Bush or the other guy, what's his name, Bill Clinton. all ex-presidents that have no power. Trump knows it. Trump probably done gained about 50 pounds by now, eating lobster and caviar and whatever else his fat ass can eat.
Like fast food.
Yeah, burgers and Whoppers, and he probably ate that new chicken sandwich from Bojangles. That was pretty good.
He's probably tearing those up.
Anyway, but yeah, the situation with that is that God bless the pilots and the flight attendants and everything, because they got their hands full every day. They think it's a peaceful flight. All of a sudden, somebody is screaming some crap, and then it's just like the gentleman down at the, I don't want to call him a damn gentleman. He's far from a gentleman. The guy that they had the bomb threat, same Trump attitude. Trump, it's a cult. It's a damn cult. It really is. And you got to see it. You look at it on news, and there's mostly white folks carrying on like this. The sophisticated white people that we respected for years. Come to find out, they're vagrants. They're belligerent, arrogant, crazy, off the chain. They're a damn mess. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that.
Well, I hope they get that resolved, because that's my favorite airline.
Yeah, that is the Negro airline. Can't go wrong if you go with a National Alamo and Southwest. That's a good trip.
Okay. All right. Well, I got one last one for you. You know how I was talking about the ROC, the Russian Olympic Committee? Well, apparently Russia is now still salty over the Olympics, and they're claiming that the United States rigged the Olympics after, Russia didn't get the gold medals that they thought they should have gotten. Once again, it's that superiority complex and entitlement. They thought they should have gotten more than what they got, so they figured it must be because it was rigged. So they're saying that when you look at the reality of it, the United States won Tokyo 2020 Olympics gold medal count and the overall medal count, and that's a fact. No two ways around it. But despite the final numbers, Russia is claiming collusion. Russian officials are making preposterous claims that the United States and other high-powered countries rigged the games against them. So now they're saying that all the high-powered countries got together and conspired to make sure that Russia was not going to win. Even the Chinese state media was boosted their medal count by including Taiwan and Hong Kong so that they could declare victory for their country. Now I'm like, wait a minute. The countries were separated with their own flags because they are separate countries. But China was so pressed to boost their medal count, they said, all right, well, let's count Taiwan and let's count Hong Kong, and that'll boost our medal count. So we did good. Look at all our medals. I'm like, wow, everybody's pressed. But Russia's accusations of cheating takes on a whole new level because they're saying it was a conspiracy. So, of course, we already talked about this a few weeks back about the whole state-sanctioned doping scandal, which is what got them banned in the first place. And as I have said before, if you're banned, you should be banned, and that should be it. But anyway, the bottom line is that the medal count was good for third overall and fifth in gold medals, but they were not satisfied with that. They said that this is their lowest finish since the 1912 Olympics in Stockholm. So now they're pissed. I guess they felt like we should have been on top. We are Russia. We are the best. How is this possible? It's collusion. So Russia is stressed. And then they went on to talk about, with the rhythmic, or they call it artistic gymnastics, they were pissed because somebody won from, what country was it? Israel. The young lady who won that event was from Israel, and they were like, well, she dropped her baton. How did she win? But they forgot about how when they won the last Olympics, they dropped their baton too. So Russia need to go somewhere and sit down. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I don't know why they act. Well, I know why they acting like that. That's their entitlement.
Are they on the Chester list?
Yeah, I'm just gonna put Russia in general. They terrific. Just sore losers.
Sure.
You can't win all the time.
Yeah.
If you came in third, they came in third.
But they got gold medals and stuff like that. They got different medals, so they play.
But this is Russia. Russia is supreme.
But they did good in the Olympics. That ROC. Yeah. They did good.
But overall medal count, they came in third. U.S. came out on top.
No, it's the same
and
way.
They figured it must be, tricky. They said U.S. and other high-powered countries was
That's the way
tricky.
it is. This is like when you
it's tricky.
When you go to a poker, somebody gonna win,
somebody's gonna lose.
Somebody gonna break even.
So of course the loser can always jump up and say, "You cheating? You dealing from under the bottom." But whatever. This is what drives people to cocktails. Anyway, speaking of cocktails, it's time for the cocktail of the week. You got one for us tonight, Ketel?
Can we take a little CC and come back with the cocktail?
Okay, we'll take a break and we'll come back with the cocktail of the week. You're listening to the Pajama Party Show.
Hi, this is Poppa DD. If you haven't heard of the Pajama Party, you're missing out. We got hot topics, hidden Twitter headlines, what's poppin' with me, weird news, I'm just saying with Redwine, living for the city again with me, the Hollywood wrap-up with Ketel, the cocktail of the week, the world's famous kiss-it list, and of course, the last word. We serve up each week on the Pajama Party Show, and nobody does it like us. You can call us each week live on Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time at 914-803-4306 or listen at www.apajamaparty.com and also follow us on Twitter at apajamaparty.
All right, welcome back to the Pajama Party. I'm one of your hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Bonsoir, darling. Well, I'm feeling parched. Is it time for the cocktail of the week yet?
Parched.
Yeah.
So suburban.
I'm feeling parched.
Oh, God.
I bet
it's
you
time
are.
for the cocktail of the week with Ketel. What you got for us tonight, Ketel?
Okay, let me see here. We have, give me 1 second. This cocktail, we have so many. So let me see. I was looking for something with a lime infusion. So let me see. They have different cocktails. We might have to come back with the cocktail of the week.
Okay. Well, we can do that.
Right. Okay.
Want to go to what's poppin'? And then we'll circle back on the cocktail of the week?
Yeah, we'll go to what's poppin'.
That'll
all right,
work.
let's do it. All right. Poppa DD, let's go to you. What's poppin' tonight?
All right, earlier I talked about the way T-Mobile was not focusing on their foul-ups with the 53 million people being breached, and it was just spoken softly, and T-Mobile didn't even say what their breach to. I mean, so somebody apparently got all your information, all your everything. This is the reason why I get calls and people know my name and everything else, I'm like, well, damn, you get a call and somebody says your name, you don't know what to say, Anyway, but the main thing I want to focus on too is commercials. They're still running commercials like normal. I don't know why these companies think that they have to continue to brainwash our ass. I mean, when I was coming up, there was something called a subliminal message, which kind of puts thought in your head, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You hear something, you deserve a break today, so get up and get away. And you know it's McDonald's. That was their commercial. And then you had Coca-Cola that had, have a Coke and a smile. Now, and this was, the premise of the commercial and the jingle made the commercial so relative that you remembered it. Now, these commercials are just on every 2 seconds. And the money they're spending to compete with who? We know who you are, Subway. Okay? Subway shows a commercial every minute of the day. And they got all these celebrities in there. They're paying big time. The young lady with the purple hair, the soccer woman, you know, looks like she's like 90 years old. I don't know how the hell she keeps getting on that soccer team. She's old as shit for me. Anyway, and then you got the brother that shoots 3-point, Steph. He's in the commercial. Tom Brady's in the same commercial. Serena's in the same commercial. I'm like, wait a minute. You had and the other gentleman, the swimmer, they're all in the same commercial, passing each other. Who you think? Who you think? Who you think? Then you got Charles Barkley is doing a narration. He's talking in the commercial, and the rest of them are doing a visual in the commercial. Damn. 6 celebrities to sell a nasty-ass Subway sandwich? Really? And then let's jump over to Emo and Doug with Liberty Mutual. I've never seen... Oh, my God. Liberty Mutual has me fucking gagging. Man, these commercials are just on every 2 seconds with this old, degenerate-looking fart with this overgrown, whatever that is, hen or whatever. What is it? What is Emo? Emu is... I don't get it. Yeah, I know, but I've seen them 1,000 times. I get it. You know? And then you got Flo with Progressive. I've seen her 1,000 times. I'm not going to forget your shit. I'm really not. You know, the little Geico guy with the, you know, the little gecko, the little, what is he, Australian, British, what the hell is he? I'm not going to forget y'all. I see a commercial every 2 fucking seconds of the day. And that's not subliminal. That's brainwash. You know what I mean? You might as well give me a Colt outfit to put on, and I'll follow your ass like the Pied Piper. That's how fucked up you got my head. You know? And it's like, it's just unbelievable. You know, that we are just so bombarded with bullshit anymore. It's like we're idiots, you know? Like we are so stupid that we just need to be boggled down with nothing else but what people want to sell us. And it's just getting to the point where I'm like, enough. Stop knocking on my door. Somebody knocked on my door. Hi, I'm selling aluminum siding and windows and this and that. He ain't had shit. The man didn't have a ID card, didn't have a laptop. He didn't have shit. Then he wanted my phone number. I'm like, well, if you give me your number, I said, no, I don't want to give you my number. Well, no, we don't give you a number to anybody. No, I don't want to give you my number. No, I'm telling you, I don't want to give you my goddamn number. This is the 3rd time you asked me. You know, stop thinking I'm so stupid that you're going to just knock on my door randomly and I'm going to start giving you crap. Are you serious? People, stop it. Really, stop it. When you see somebody walking on your street selling something at 7, 8 o'clock at night when the sun's about to go down and they walk by your ass, steer them down with an evil-ass look. Put a crazy look on your face so they know not to come near your ass. Because they're really not selling anything that you would have a gallant interest in. You know, because it's all bullshit. They don't show you no references. If you're selling something, then give me a book to show me what you can do. Call somebody to use your product. I mean, it's just a mess. People want something for nothing, and everybody wants to walk away with some stuff they got from us. A number, an email address, or something. Stop giving people shit. Keep your shit to yourself. I'm done with that.
I know that.
Okay. Drop the mic.
Leave me alone.
I guess that's why people have cable. They tired of the commercials.
I'm with you on those commercials. They do wear you out.
No, I'm telling you, I've had enough. I really have enough. The world is so dummied down that it's not even funny. You know, like, it's almost like we're fools, you know? You know, we'll be, and then it's like so many of them. You ever go somewhere and come back and commercials still running? What's that one show? Bar Rescue. You ever a show called Bar Rescue?
Oh, yeah, I used to watch
Lord,
that show.
Yeah, I like Bar Rescue.
I'm not talking about the show. I'm not talking about the show. I'm talking about the commercials. That show has like 50 commercials per episode. I'm like, what the hell? When's the show coming back?
Yeah.
You almost forget what you're watching.
A lot of commercials.
You forget what you're watching. It's like, what the fuck am I watching anyway?
Well, that's why a lot of people, and I do on the weekend, I watch a lot of movies. I want to be entertained. I don't want to watch commercials, like you said, and you see the same ones. Also, is it not Geico? Is it Geico? It's a Liberty Mutual, and they have different ones with they have the Statue of Liberty. It's bombarded. The Liberty Mutual. You know, you see that crazy. All day, every day. Yeah, it's crazy. All right. Well, since we've had too many commercials, why don't we have a cocktail to simmer that down?
Oh, okay. You got one? Let's go. What you got for us?
Yes. It's called the Old Cuban Cocktail. It's a must-try. This modern classic champagne drink is a mashup of a mojito and a French 75. All right. So the ingredients on this is 6 mint leaves, plus some more to garnish, 3/4 ounces of fresh lime juice, 3/4 ounces of simple syrup, 1.5 ounces of aged rum, or a little more if you like. I do. 2 dashes of Angostura bitters, and 2 ounces of champagne or Prosecco, whichever you prefer. So, in a cocktail shaker, muddle the mint leaves with lime juice and simple syrup. Add the rum and bitters and fill the cocktail shaker with ice. Shake until cold, then strain into a cocktail glass. And then we're going to top it off with the champagne or Prosecco of your choice and garnish with the additional mint. And this is the Old Cuban cocktail. So,
that sounds really tasty.
It sure does. Too bad the glass is too small. I had to put in a bigger glass. Oh, boy. Yep. But that's it. Mm-hmm.
All right. The Old Cuban cocktail. I like it.
Oh, for sure. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. All right. Well, since I got the mic, I might as well go ahead with the lighten it up, as I say, with the crazy, crazy, weird news we got going on.
Oh, okay. Go for it.
All right. Why you always give me the ones with the squirrels and animals? Okay. Rope bridge over busy English road keeps squirrels out of danger. A group of British animal lovers said a rope bridge they erected over a busy road has proven to be a popular means of travel for the squirrels. It was designed to keep out of harm's way. This is in Cramlington and District Red Squirrel Group. Said members noticed squirrels were dying in distressing numbers on the road in this particular town, North Berlin, while trying to pass between Sequoia Woods and the East Cramlington Nature Reserve. They were collecting hazelnuts. The group raised over $1,000 and was able to use the funds to erect a thick rope high above the road. Members said the squirrels started using the rope within just a few days, and the number of rodent deaths on the road was sharply decreased. So it's fantastic. We can protect the red squirrels from danger, and it's also great for community engagement, the group's chairman said.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay. If
so they
that
put a rope bridge. They put the rope bridge over the street, and the squirrels started going across the rope?
Right. Instead of going across the street, they were going across the rope. You know, it's higher up, you know, so people weren't hitting the squirrels. So, I mean, hey.
I wonder how did the squirrels know to even go up there and go. And that's just curious. Okay. How do they know, Poppa DD? How do squirrels know?
They know. Smarter than we are.
Don't you see squirrels on the wires and stuff, like the telephone wires? I see them running all the time with nuts and stuff and berries or whatever.
I guess, yeah, that's true.
Squirrel gets around. I knew.
Yeah, it sure do.
Okay. All right. Well, mine is about a baby shark that was born in an aquarium tank, but the tank only had females in it. They only kept females in this tank. Now, this is officials at an Italian aquarium said a baby smooth hound shark was born in a tank in which only females are kept. And they said that it might be the first documented case of asexual reproduction for this particular species of shark. The Aquario Carla Ganon in Sardinia said the baby, who they have named Hesperia, was born in a tank in which only 2 female smooth hound sharks have lived for the past 10 years. I'm like, wait a minute. 10 years, 2 females, but one of them had a baby. Okay. The aquarium said officials suspect that the shark was born via a process known as parthenogenesis, which involves a polar cell which contains a duplicate of the egg's DNA, fertilizing the egg in the absence of sperm. Marine biologists at the aquarium said that they have sent samples for testing to confirm whether Hesperia is a genetic clone of her mother. So parthenogenesis has previously been observed in 3 species of sharks: the bonnet-head, the black-tipped shark, and the zebra shark. So the aquarium said the results of the DNA test could determine whether smoothhound sharks become the 4th species to make the list that have that ability to reproduce that way. I don't know. Sounds weird, but some kind of way, one of those female sharks had a baby. Or one of them got out one night, and they don't know who she got out with. Just saying. All right, over to you, Poppa DD.
Oh, this is weird news. Theme park robots plan to have people freaked out. This virtual New York Times headline published Wednesday asks, "Are you ready for what they call it? Sentinel?
Oh, sentient.
Sentient? What does that word
Oh,
mean?
Lord. That means robots that can actually think on their own.
Okay. Maybe you should have read this. Sentient Disney robots. Anyway, based on Twitter, the answer so far seems to be absolutely not. The Walt Disney Company now, this is a true story, is in the process of developing hyper-realistic, free-roaming robot versions of beloved characters to populate the grounds of the park. Now, is this because of COVID or what happened? All right, labeling them sentiments may be jumping the gun a little bit, but the idea of robots is to put it mildly, characters that would normally walk around, the park based on COVID and all that jazz. They're going to have robots now perpetrating the characters, so that's going to be real deep.
That's weird.
Are they going to be on the track, or are they just going to be? What they going to be?
If it's a robot, they can just walk around. They don't need a track. It's not like a car. They just walk around.
All right. So what if they attack or just happen to get out of line like iRobot?
See?
Anyway, I don't know how this stuff is really coming about, but they're referencing a lot of movies, like I said, iRobot and all kind of stuff that was out before on how robots went off and snapped and took over and all that jazz. So,
Did they mention Westworld? Because that was the one where...
Yeah, they got Westworld.
Yeah.
Based on the Michael Crichton movie about a Wild West theme park filled with androids, and they're trying to distinguish them and all that jazz. And
yeah. See, I saw Westworld, and in that movie, you couldn't tell the difference. They looked just as human. They talked human.
Yeah.
They acted human until they went off on.
Well, the biggest thing with this here is the fact that Disney has so much damn money. Okay, between all the stuff, the whole, what was it, the Pixel production with you name it.
Pixar, yeah.
Pixar,
you know what?
with
it sounds
everything.
To me,
they have 9 pounds of money. So when people got money, what does money bring in most cases? Corruption, right?
It sounds to me like they're trying not to have to pay people to do that
work. Well, of course.
All those people they have to pay to be Alice in Wonderland
and then people be remote.
Mickey and Minnie and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna be deep. I just hope none of the kids get choked or killed or stepped on or whatever these robots are capable of doing. Anyway, stay tuned. Robots are coming to Disney. Walking around on their own with a...
Walking around looking human.
Well, the people will control them from a central control location, and I think the visual will be coming out of their eyes where the cameras will be, and they'll be able to see the streets and everything to make turns and walk, and oh God.
But see, that's the thing. If they are considered sentient, that's like having artificial brain. So that means, like, if you go up and have a conversation with them, their artificial brain processes like a human brain. So you don't have to be on a keyboard saying, oh, type this response. They automatically know how to respond when you say, hi, it's Alice. Can I hug you?
I'm not getting that close.
Yeah, I think I would run. I don't want to be around them. I don't know. Ketel, you going to Disney to see the robots?
I ain't messing around with that. Mm-mm. One of them might grab me. Shit, no, thank you. They can keep that. Nah,
yeah,
I'm used to the old Disney, how things used to be, Now you come out with robots and shit. No. Nope.
Yeah, that's how they do. That's how they do it. And they're going to make people pay for that mess. It already costs, $200 to get up in that joint?
I think you're right.
It's going to be $300 to get up in there.
So what's Mickey and Minnie? They taking a break? Or?
It may be.
I mean, they got to pay people to be in those hot costumes and run around the park. If you can replace them with robots, then I guess they feel like, look, robots don't need lunch breaks and union agreements and paychecks and all of that stuff.
So, I don't know. They try to cut out the humans.
I don't know. I tell you what.
They cutting out us
damn
humans.
They may mess around and put a collective bargaining agreement with them. Somebody may say, look, these are my robots and we want a union.
Hey.
So you never know.
If they get sentient enough, they might get together and say, I think we're being taken advantage of. We need a collective bargaining agreement.
You watch too much movies. That's our robots. They took over.
Hey, it could happen. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're coming back with, I'm just saying, with moi. You're listening to the Pajama Party Show, the best show on Blog Talk Radio. Hey, this is Redwine, just doing a few promos for the Pajama Party Adult Online Radio Talk Show. You know how we do it. PJs only. No clothes allowed. And I was just trying to get this done.
Hey, Redwine, are you talking about the Pajama Party, where we talk about hot topics, movie reviews, living for the city, and what's popping with me, Poppa DD?
I know you guys aren't doing this spot without me. Ketel with the Yellow Time. Did you tell everybody that they can reach us at apajamaparty.com or call us live, 914-803-4306. Check us out on Twitter. And don't forget to tip the list. Okay, now is the time for me to sing. Me. We don't have time for all that.
Why don't she could sing? Let's get back to the show. All right, welcome back to Pajama Party. One of your hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Bonsoir, darling. Oh, my. I'm still tripping off those robots. But anyway. All right, it's time for I'm Just Saying. I got one for you tonight. Here we go again.
Get it in.
Can I go ahead and get it in? All right. Here we go again. So there's yet one more case of living while black that happened when police handcuffed a black man and his teenage son and their real estate agent when they were trying to tour a home for sale in a Michigan neighborhood. And all of this happened because a nosy, busybody white neighbor falsely accused them of breaking into the house. Now, the guy's name is Roy Thorne, 36. He's 46. His son is 15 years old, named Samuel. They've been searching for a new house in the Grand Rapids, Michigan area for several months with Eric Brown, who's their black realtor. So on the 1st of August, they met with their realtor, Mr. Brown, and they went to see this 2-story brick house for sale in some little suburban area in Grand Rapids called Wyoming. Samuel, the 15-year-old, was the first to notice the police were surrounding the house. I guess he looked out the window and saw cops running around and he noticed that they were making hand signals, so he alerted his father and looked outside, and I'm just saying, like, here we go again. They just in there trying to take a look at the house for possibly to buy it, and now they got to deal with all this. So after all this happened on the following Saturday, or the past Saturday, I mean, police then released a video containing the officers, the body cam footage and stuff, and also the footage from the dashboard camera. It showed all three of these black males being handcuffed after the officers ordered them to first come out of the house with your hands in the air. So all three, Brown, Thorne, and the 15-year-old son, Samuel, can be seen on the videos complying with the officers' orders, and after about 10 minutes, they were released. So they were still detained in handcuffs for a good 10 minutes. But you can hear the officers telling Brown and Thorne and his son that it was a neighbor that reported them to the police suspicion of breaking and entering into this house. And the police said that a person was previously had been arrested for coming into this house back in July for breaking into, at that time it was a vacant home. Just one person was arrested. And here's three black men. But the report was one black person had come into this home. So why is three black men automatically suspect? So anyway, the nosy neighbor told the police on August the 1st that the same person who had previously broken into the house had come back driving a Mercedes. But when the police came as a response to the nosy neighbor, they found a Chevy and a Hyundai parked out front. No Mercedes. So clearly this is not the same car or the same person. But, like I said, here we go again. All they're doing is trying to look at a house and consider buying, and now they got to deal with this. Handcuff, traumatize the 15-year-old, handcuff people for 10 minutes. I'm sure other neighbors on the block were out watching the whole thing go down. People shouldn't have to be, violated and denigrated like that simply because they were minding their own business. Why do you have to be treated like that simply because you're just living while black? Since when did that become a crime? This stuff has got to stop. And you can hear some of the officers on the video apologizing after they took the handcuffs off. But yet, the Wyoming Police Department there in Grand Rapids was defending the officers' handling of the whole situation. And they insisted that race had nothing to do with it. And I'm saying, okay, bull. How you going to say race had nothing to do with it? Not one time did they even ask, what are you doing here? What's happening? You just automatically responded to this white lady who called and said, black people are breaking and entering. You need to come get them. So they came, surrounded the house, throwing hand signals silently, and then demanded that they come out with their hands up. Instead of knocking on the door and asking for some identification, find out who are you, why are you here, that would have squashed the whole thing. But they don't even go that route. You want to handcuff the men, then you want to find out what's happening. It should have been the other way around. I just feel like if this was non-black folk, it wouldn't go down like that. I'm just saying, this kind of stuff continues to go on, and these nosy white people that keep calling the police about black people that are minding their own business need to mind their own business. All we're trying to do is just live. We're not doing anything different than what y'all do. We go to the store, we go to work, we go shopping, we go out and play and do things, sports, etc. We hang out, we go eat out. We do the same stuff. The only difference is that we get arrested for it, and y'all don't. Enough is enough. This is Redwine, and I'm saying, here we go again, and it needs to stop. We need to get off of this freaking merry-go-round. I know everybody is tired of it. I know I am. That's all. Too much for me. Whew. right, I'm going to calm down. I'm just tired. Tired, Ketel. I'm tired.
I hear you. Dropped the mic on him?
Yeah, I'm dropping the mic. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, but
All
you
of
have
that.
to, you have to look at the state. It's unfortunate, depending on where you are. White folks just gonna act a fool. We can't be ourselves. We can't just be like he said. We do the same thing y'all do.
It didn't matter where. They were just up in Grand Rapids, Michigan. What difference does it make? You're up there looking at a home with a licensed realtor. But instead of them, like I said, knocking on the door and asking for some identification, you already had the house surrounded. You're going to be on there like, come out with your hands up. They didn't even know what was going on.
Too many of us together. If it's more than one, that's it. They feel threatened, as Poppa DD always says.
I'm so done with it. I'm done. Okay. All right, we're going to shift gears.
We're going to put them on the kissing list? Put that county on the kissing list.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I'm putting that police department on the kissing list.
That's what you do,
all right.
Hey.
All right, look, I can I take a little quick break so I can go get some ice? I need some ice.
I'm good.
I need some in my glass, and I need some to put on my head so I can calm down. Ooh, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back on the other side of the break with Poppa DD and Living for the City. Woo! You're listening to the Pajama Party Show. You know how we do. We'll be right back.
You're in tune to the Late Night Adult Pajama Party right here on Blog Talk Radio. This is a production of DC Homegrown Entertainment. To share your opinion with the Pajama Party Crew, call us on 914-803-4306 and press 1. If you'd rather just listen in, you can still call us and listen on your phone, or you can listen online by going to our website, www.apajamaparty.com, and clicking the Listen banner in the top right corner. So join the conversation and let us know what you think about tonight's topics or whatever is on your mind. Okay, who turned the lights off? Call us now, 914-803-4306. Now back to the crew and more of the Pajama Party.
All right, welcome back to the Pajama Party. One of your hosts, Poppa DD, and here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Bonsoir, darling. It's time for Poppa DD and Living for the City. What's happening, Poppa DD?
I tell you what you was just saying about, that there, in most cases, is that, see, when people move into these neighborhoods, chances are the availability of the house, you don't see the whole story, and I blame that on not only the person that called the police, but the dispatcher on how they reported the situation. Mm-hmm. Everybody involved. Because the one thing white folks got to stop doing is thinking that these neighborhoods belong to them. You own the house. You probably still owe a fortune on the house, so you don't even own that. But they've been in the neighborhood so long due to the whole racial divide, back in the 40s and 50s and everything, that their families have grown up in this suburban neighborhood for so long that anybody that comes there that don't look like them, they pick up an immediate level of suspicion. Now, the thing that probably happened in that situation you was talking about is probably they was in there looking at, like I said, one of the nicest houses on the block, where the people that were looking at it saw their way clear. They could afford it, because nowadays the realtor don't take you nowhere that you can't afford or you haven't been pre-qualified for, So they're jealous. First of all, look out the window and say, who's that in that nice house across the street, that empty nice house across the street? Black people. What are they doing? Robbing it? Call the police. Blah, blah, blah. And then when you call the police of these little counties, and Virginia has a bunch of counties. I don't want to disrespect the counties, but they got a bunch of counties that would react like that. Okay, and once they call the police, it's on. Now the cop comes and he's just as white as the person that made the complaint and the dispatcher reported. So you got 3 Karens, lined up. And all of a sudden the confrontation begins. and you're guilty till proven innocent, which is the case with black people anyway. Whenever we are in society, we always have to be melted down by people. You know, we never can stand strong on who we are. When we go into a group of people that doesn't look like us or not in our environment or restaurant or train, plane, automobile, whatever you're in somewhere, when black folks get up, it seems like white folks just throw eyes on you. You know, I could be on a train and go to the bathroom, you know. By the time I come out the bathroom, I see like 10 sets of white eyes on me. And they're watching every step. If I would boo, everybody would jump in their chair. It just seemed like the eyes are on me. When I reach up to get my luggage from the overhead, by the time I bring my bag down, everybody's looking to try to make sure I don't have their bag. You know, like I got nothing to do but take y'all bags off the train with me when I'm getting off. I mean, they work hard. From the minute they wake up watching us all day, that's a long-ass day. You know, when it's your turn to watch the black person, oh, my God, that's a long day. Everything we do is surveillance in a restaurant. When we go anywhere we do, anything we do anywhere we go, we're being surveillance, watched, you know. I mean, I've been pulled over by police where the police say, oh, yeah, I saw it when you made that U, and I saw it when you came back again, you went back again. I want to tell the cop, well, fuck, you was watching me through that whole evolution? You know, I may have been confused about where the store was, so I went around the block, and I came back again, and I had to go to the other side of the parking lot. And now you're going to tell me all the stuff I did. I said, yeah, because I was looking for JCPenney's, which is right here. But you watched me do that whole fucking evolution? You know what I mean? It's like, what the hell? Why was I supposed to focus on you when I'm just cruising irregular, doing everything regular, but you look at me like I'm about to, you know, rip off the mall. I mean, it's scary. It's so scary. Anyway, that's all I got on that. And, you know, like you said, Redwine, in your piece, that, man, the Karens are out there, and we're being shook down. I always say it. It's like their turn to watch the black people. Whose turn is it? My turn. I'm watching them. And they pass it like the baton. You know, they pass the baton. Anywhere you go, somebody's watching you, thinking that you're suspicious merely because of the color of your skin. An atrocity.
Sad.
What a life. That was a good one. Yeah. What a life that we lead and the shit we got to go through. How about that?
Yeah, it is. All right,
yeah.
Ketel.
Yes, ma'am.
You ready? Ready for the Hollywood wrap up?
Sure.
All right. Come on, Poppa DD.
Hollywood.
All right. Go for it, Ketel.
What we got going on in Hollywood?
All right. Interesting. Check this out. Dolly Parton. She used her royalties from the Whitney Houston song to support a black neighborhood, the house that Whitney built. Country legend Dolly Parton was on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, his crazy self. She revealed the big purchase she made with her royalties money from I Will Always Love You, that famous song. The 73 song that Whitney Houston covered in 92 and became a massive hit on the soundtrack of the Houston's film The Bodyguard, which was one of my favorite movies and soundtracks. She goes on to say, I bought my big office complex down in Nashville, so I thought, well, this is a wonderful place to be. That's what Dolly Parton says. She reportedly paid $10 million. Well, she got $10 million from the song in the 90s and continues to make money from it till this day. While buying an office complex is a no biggie, it's where and why she bought it. I guess in the quote-unquote black neighborhood. She said, I bought a property down in what is the black area of town, and it was mostly just black families and people that lived around there. So she goes on to say, and it was off the beaten path. And she goes on to say, well, I am going to buy this place, the whole strip mall. Like, wow. Hey, you got that kind of money? I say go for it. I mean, bringing jobs and helping folks in that community, why not? I mean, you know, kudos to Dolly Parton. That's what I say. You know, she got her big thing in Dollywood. So, I mean, hey. Also in the news, DMX's family feuds over his estate. which it seems like is not much. DMX's family has gone from grieving to breaching. According to a report, the battle was brewing over what the late rapper left behind. At the time of his sudden death in April, the rapper, real name Earl Simmons, had been engaged to Desiree Lindstrom since 2019, and they have a 5-year-old son. Of course, add to his collection of 15 children already. She was trying to become his common law wife, but I guess the court didn't, see that. A judge denied the request, which might have secured more control of the rapper's, estate. So it goes on to say 5 of his adult children were already fighting against themselves in court. DMX did not have a written will or established estate. His daughters, Sasha Simmons and Jada Odin, petitioned the court to become the administrators. Shortly after that, 3 of his sons tried to do the same thing. Everything was knocked down. So I guess they're trying to determine who's going to be who. So it says in more than $74 million records he sold, the son's family estates, the estate is worth less than $1 million, and the daughter's estate less than $50,000. So he was paying child support to 9 households, 15 children.
Wow.
And, he was for tax evasion also $1.7 million in tax fraud. So he had a lot of debt. So, it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen with that case. So, also Halle Berry, haven't heard from her in a while, is reportedly being sued by a former UFC star over a role in film called Bruised. Former UFC fighter Kat Zingano is reportedly suing Halle Berry over a role in the actor's upcoming film Bruised. According to the court documents, Zingano claims that Berry promised her a role in the film, which Berry both stars in and directs. The fighter alleges she pulled out of an upcoming fight to be able to take part in the film, something she claims resulted in her being dropped by the UFC. Berry alleged that withdrew her offer due to Zingano no longer being a UFC fighter. So it sounds like she cut her own hand off. Really? So
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know who's wrong on that one.
Yeah. So that is really going to be interesting to see. So wow, Halle Berry back in news. Halle Berry.
She's directing that film?
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. So
okay.
She got a lot of pull on that one, so it's going to be interesting to see. They probably going to settle out of court and keep moving. Batman, Unburied, Winston Duke to voice star as Bruce Wayne. This is the gentleman that was in the Black Panther. Remember, he was the villain in the Black Panther. He's headed from Wakanda to Gotham City. The Black Panther actor will voice star in Batman Unburied, the upcoming Spotify podcast that hails from The Dark Knight screenwriter David Goyer. He's going to star as Bruce Wayne with Harry Potter actor Jason Isaac joining as Alfred, Batman's trusty butler. Yeah. So, interesting. So, we will see. And also, Carrie Ann, she is leaving the talk. She took a hiatus in April, but she is permanently leaving the talk. She doesn't really say why, but she's thanking everybody underneath the sun, the cast, people behind the scenes and everything. But she left for some mental health issues, she said. She's trying to get herself together, whatever, but she's permanently leaving the talk. So I'm just surprised that show is still on the air. I'm really surprised about that.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, because it has really unraveled. Sherry Osbourne, that controversy over that. So I don't know. And last but not least, Mike Richards is out as Jeopardy host amid his scandal. Yep. So
yay!
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, honestly, I think it was already rigged that he was going to be the host, and they were just out there fishing for, trying to bring some popularity to Jeopardy. But some things that he said on the podcast, they didn't like, so they tore him up on Twitter. So it was like, okay, you got to go, Now, I don't know if he's going to remain executive producer on the show or not. I'm not sure. So, but it's going to be interesting to see. But he's out. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You're the weakest link.
Yeah, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
And that's my Hollywood wrap-up.
All right. Good one. I was so happy to hear that he was out.
Yes, you and me both. So he gave kudos to himself. Said, how the hell you going to do that?
Hot mess. All right, well, we're down to the Kiss It list. So, Poppa DD, can you explain what exactly is the Kiss It list?
That's a kiss of death. Anybody to show their butt. It's the time to put you on blast, like T-Mobile messing up everybody's data, not caring, still throwing commercials out, and trying to sell us 2 years of a McAfee and then do a reoccurring bill.
Yeah.
Probably be like $14
then you get hit with the
a month.
bill after that expires.
So we got to protect ourselves from the people that we're paying religiously every month on a subscription. We still got to pay them to cover us. And what else you want us to do? Wash your car, shine your shoes, T-Mobile? Anyway.
I think that's just the thing. Look. I think it's out to get more money. I think that's what that is. Bump that.
Yeah, they probably still paying for that Super Bowl.
They wrong for that.
Sure.
The weekend.
Mm-hmm.
They're paying that off.
Also, McAfee, because McAfee is some crap.
Telling you.
And for them to push that ain't right.
The CEO was indicted last year because he's crooked as hell.
Floyd Roseberry, the guy who drove up there on Capitol Hill threatening to blow up stuff, and then now he's acting like he's crazy. He's on the Kiss It list. David Morgan and Mr. Potts, the two guys who spent taxpayer money to buy bronze statues of themselves. That was crazy. And they're both ex-sheriffs, I think, or something. But anyway, okay, Russia for being salty and claiming that the U.S. colluded with other countries to make sure that they didn't win top prize in the Olympics. You're on the Kiss It list. Disney for trying to come up with these robots at the Disneyland and Disney World, wherever.
Yeah, we'll see that on the news one day.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea. So Disney robots, the police in Grand Rapids for handcuffing those three brothers when they were just trying to look at a house to buy. They're on the Kiss It list. Mitch McConnell, as usual. All those Republicans who were still fighting against masks and now have tested positive, y'all are on the Kiss It list. Anybody else?
You have anybody, Pop?
No, I was just still trying to figure out what did Dolly Parton actually do. I mean, she said she brought something in a neighborhood, a strip mall in the black community. I mean, it's a community. Now it's up to you to make it what it is. Put her ass on the Kiss It list.
Oh, Lord. They put Dolly on the list.
Oh, my God.
I mean, it's almost like saying, I got black friends.
She was doing something, because she got the money from the royalties. So a portion of that she invested into, quote unquote, a black community. I mean, hey, I don't know.
But I just
have
don't
to look into it further.
I just don't see the significance. I mean, what are you trying to prove? Won't you just build some houses for black people since you got such a guilty damn complex of getting all these checks that you didn't earn? You could never have sung that song like that. So it's a bunch of bullshit. Put her ass on the Kiss It list.
Oh, man. All right, put her on the list.
And them titties also.
Oh, Lord.
See what I'm saying? I have Mike Richards.
I will leave it alone. Yeah, Mike. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, how did he win that anyway? He
didn't win it. He just
I'm just saying, he got the award.
He was a damn. He took the damn job. That's what the hell he did. And guess what? He got bitten. So Okay, you on the
Yeah.
this Mike Richards.
On that podcast.
right.
He sound like Howard Stern on that podcast.
Oh, yeah, he was terrific.
See what I'm
Tell
saying?
the girl, you ever been naked? You posed naked before, right? You posed naked. You posed. He's a freak.
Well, if that's everybody.
He's no Alex Trebek. That's what
I have one more. I have the UFO fighter, Kat Zingina.
Oh, yeah.
The one that's trying to sue Halle Berry. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
she messed her own self up. So yeah.
Oh,
yeah, she's looking bad these days.
Put her on the list.
She's not attractive like she used to be. She's looking real
looking
tired.
for some damn money. That's all.
Okay. Holly needs a good night's sleep.
All right, we got a special gift for everybody on this week's Kiss It list, and here it is.
My entire ass. Kiss my Irish ass. You better kiss my Irish ass. This world, kiss my ass. Kiss my ass. You can just kiss my ass. Baby, you can just kiss my ass. Oh, you can kiss my country ass. I said if you got a problem with any of that, you can kiss my natural born redneck to the bone, ever-loving country ass. That's right.
All right, welcome back to Pajama Party. When your host Poppa DD, I'm here with Ketel
Hello.
and Redwine.
Bonsoir, darling. It's time for the last word.
Right.
What's your last word, Poppa DD?
My last word is that Halle Berry, I think she get you a good night's sleep. You ain't looking as good as you used to. You used to be a doll baby. You used to be a doll baby. I mean, she was like, oh my God, in the movie Boomerang.
Yeah, but look how long ago that was.
Yeah, but she was fine as hell at one time. Now she done been through more drama and crap and bullshit.
Yeah, that was what, 25, 30 years ago? Come on now.
My last word. Will you?
Okay.
Damn, I ain't stepping on your last word. Anyway, I mean, she's cool and all, but I just think that Halle Berry needs to, find herself, Have an affair with Eric Benet or something, Do something,
You want to bust up his marriage?
Take your shoes off like you used to with Eric Benet and walk on the beach and shit. Anyway, get your groove back, Stella.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, my last word is, today is National Radio Day or week, month, something.
Yeah. All right.
Shout out to all the radio broadcasters. You're doing your thing. And happy Radio Day.
Okay.
Yay. Mm-hmm. And white people, stop calling cops on black folks for nothing.
Ooh.
That's my last word. What's your last word?
Well, you touched on National Radio Day. Hello.
I'm sorry, what was that?
No, I thought Poppa DD was still talking. You finished?
No, I wasn't saying that. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was saying I was going to piggyback on this National Radio Day. You guys, I mean, if you're not a history buff, check out when radio started and the significance of radio. I'm telling you, it kind of brings people together, and I mean, from music to news to weather to whatever. So, kudos to the man who created and invented this radio thing. His name is Guillermo Marconi, back in 1890. So if you guys want to do your homework on radio, when it started, and it didn't start in the United States, it started in another country. So we always think we're the first of doing things, and you'd be surprised. So interesting.
All right.
But also, just be careful out there. Mask up, vaccinate, and whatever you got to do. And just be safe out there, people. And I appreciate everybody listening tonight. Next time, call in. Fight with Poppa DD. Ask me some questions. Ask Redwine some questions. We want you guys to be a part of the original Pajama Party every Friday night. So we appreciate you guys listening. Thank you. That's my last word.
All right. Well, like Ketel said, thank you guys for hanging out with us. Hope you enjoyed the show. But now it's that time, and we got to go. So we're going to say goodnight, and we'll do it again next Friday. Say goodnight, Poppa DD.
Good night, everybody.
Say goodnight, Ketel.
Good night.
And this is Redwine. Bonsoir. Arrivederci. Adios. Until next week. Peace.
Initiating shutdown sequence.
Is it all over, Rock?
I guess so.
I bid you farewell, arrivederci, sayonara, and all that sort of jazz.
Well, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
Well, good night.
Dabiko. Sana.
I regret to announce this is the end. I'm going now.
Good night, and good luck.
Was it as good for you as it was for me?
Now give me a kiss and say good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you. Goodbye now. Goodbye. Goodbye. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you for attending our show, and good night. Party crew.